Hi guys. Now another key component of the AWS architecture is a security group. As the name suggests, security group, something related to security. And yes, it is. Just remember that a security group is actually a layer of security that you are adding to your instances. And always remember that a security group is actually bound to your EC2 instance, and but a network ACL, which is another layer of security, a network ACL is actually bound to your subnet. So we have two layers of security, one given by the network ACLs, which is on the subnet itself, and the second layer of security is the security that is given for the EC2 instance. So a security group is a virtual firewall that controls the traffic for the instances. Now you can either have a user-defined security group or you can have a default security group. AWS normally recommends that you should always go for a user-defined security group because it should be based on what your environment is rather than what AWS creates for you as per the default security group. So when we actually show you in the demo, I'll show you that we will create different security groups. Like we will create a security group for a web server, which would be a separate EC2 instance bound to this security group, and the second security group would be a DB server or the database server security group. So yes, based on your environment, you can create multiple security groups. And once you have created a security group, you have to add rules to the security group. What kind of rules are these? These are very simple rules which actually tell you the inbound and outbound traffic. Inbound, as the name suggests, what kind of traffic is actually allowed to enter into this instance. And outbound, as the name suggests, what kind of traffic is allowed to go out of the instance. Okay, all the outbound traffic is allowed. So all outbound traffic is allowed, but you can actually apply a lot of security rules on the inbound network. So from outbound means that you can the traffic can actually go outside fine. And it is always permissive. Permissive means that you have to specify or you have to specifically mention that what kind of traffic are you allowing. Permissive means permission. What kind of permissions are you giving for your traffic for this EC2 instance that you have created? Okay, if I go to you an example, it could be that if it's a database instance, you might allow on TCP protocol, you might allow a traffic on 1521 port. Or for rest of the things you don't want, or if it's an EC2 machine, you might want it on say port 22 to do a SSH connectivity. The next point actually states the same thing, that you can actually mention a protocol, which could be something like a TCP, a port range. It could be that you just want that your specific laptop should be able to connect, or your IP address should only be able to connect to your EC2 instance, or as we will see in the demo later, that we will just allow the web server, which is in the public subnet, to talk to the database server, which is in private subnet. So we are not allowing the outside world to talk to the database server. Only the web server can talk to the database server. So these are the kind of things, or these are the kind of rules which you actually specify in a security group. And you also give the source or the destination IP as I mentioned. And yes, again, things are really simple in AWS. And all you can do is through AWS console, you can easily create, you can view, you can update, you can even delete the security groups. And all this can easily be done using the AWS or Amazon EC2 console. And I'll show you a demo how we actually create multiple security groups which will actually use or be used when we are creating our databases. So we need to do all this preparation beforehand. Thanks for watching.